So as we wait for May 14th, which is probably, I've heard, the deadline where Fox actually has to figure out exactly which shows it's canning and which shows it's going to be renewing for the 2017-2018 season, a lot of people, myself included, are kind of waiting on pins and needles to wondering whether or not they are actually going to bring back New Girl for a 7th season, potentially probably a final farewell season. And the longer we have to wait, the more and more it kind of seems like they're not necessarily going to be doing that. And as a fan of this show, since it began in 2011, I really want them to bring it back. I want them to give it a better conclusion than what we got in Season 6. That isn't to say that we didn't get a good conclusion in Season 6. I feel like, you know, for the way most shows end, this one, although it was starting to feel like it was overstaying its welcome, it really did have kind of a heartfelt ending that I feel like a lot of fans would be really happy with. And if it were to end in Season 6 with nothing going forward, then I've already kind of said my piece about it one way or the other. I will make, as soon as we figure out whether it does get canceled or not. If it does, I will make my own separate video about, you know, just saying goodbye to the series as a whole, but this is not necessarily that. It's more of kind of a proposition to the fans or even the studios. I don't think people from the studios are going to be watching this in any way, but to the fans who might be interested in one way, shape, or form. So I personally believe that one thing they need to do is Season 7, I guess, if they're not going to make a New Girl Season 7, which they really should do. Before I get into this, I really think they should do. I mean, just give it kind of a cut episode season, like, just give it like 16, 15 episodes, a reduced season count, just give it kind of a last hurrah, last victory lap, and end it in a really nice way. Because the one thing we need to know is that Jess and Nick work out. We need to see Winston actually be able to go and like meet his dad and get that stuff resolved. The last episode didn't deal very much with that at all. It didn't have time to do anything like that. We need to be able to see, you know, Schmidt and Cece basically raise their family, or at least start their family in a very nice way. And Season 7 can really give that to us. Now, if they don't do that, one of the solutions I think they can do is hashtag 6 seasons in a movie in the comment section below. Now, if you remember exactly where this came from, it came from an NPC show that had just such a rabid fan base audience, and myself included, a Community a couple years ago. Back in the 2nd season, it was like kind of made into this big joke that, you know, despite all the ratings and everything, this show is going to have 6 seasons and a movie, and lo and behold, you know, kind of with it going to be canceled like almost every single year, and then it finally did get canceled, and the showrunner left, and all these kind of actors who started on it were going away. You know, Donald Glover kind of stepped away. They kind of fired Chevy Chase and all this other stuff. Then they finally did get their 6th season because Yahoo Screen basically picked it up for a 6th season. And then, you know, after that, although I feel like the 6th season for Community was actually a very good show, it was like it kind of brought it back in a nice way. It felt kind of out of steam, and after that, Yahoo Screen basically went bankrupt. I mean, they lost a ton of money on this venture, and it's not necessarily Community's fault. Personally, one of the things that they just underestimated, and they didn't necessarily do anything right. They didn't have any other good content besides that, at least in my opinion. I'm sure there were people out there watching all their other shows. It just didn't look appealing to me, and obviously it wasn't appealing to enough people because they basically just kind of closed down shop. So the thing is I really feel like New Girl, really though, because it has 6 seasons, it really could have like a movie, couldn't it? It could have this kind of a ending movie that takes place during Winston's wedding, and then you can also do everything I was just talking about with, you know, him kind of like months later, maybe Cece's still pregnant, or maybe she's maybe she's still pregnant at the time, maybe she's had the kid already, and then Winston can kind of connect with his dad. You can bring back Coach. You can bring back a lot of people who have kind of disappeared in this show, even though they all just kind of disappeared one way or the other. And then you can also have maybe at the end Nick propose to Jess, and you know at that point that their relationship's working so much that they are going to be able to be together. And we as an audience was, despite having to actually see the trials and tribulations of them being together, just knowing that fact that they are going to stay together, which was one of the big kind of hiccups they had in season 3 and season 4, where even though, you know, they love each other, they don't necessarily get along very well. They can't necessarily work out their differences, and that's what season 4 and 5 and 6, especially 6, was done to see that, you know, both of these people have really grown up in a way that maybe they might be able to, you know, finally be together and actually kind of explore this relationship to its furthest potential. But as fans, even though we might be okay with that particular concept and that particular ending, we do want to see it actually work out this time, because we've already seen this kind of back and forth before, and as awesome as it was in season 2 and even through season 3, we know how that ended, and we need to see some kind of idea that it's going to at least last this time and have a nice happy ending that everyone wants. So if they don't decide to do a season 7, which, you know, still fingers crossed that they will do like a reduced episode season 7, if they don't do that, I feel like this hashtag 6 seasons in a movie is just kind of a really perfect kind of campaign for, you know, New Girl, for what it's worth. I feel like it does have kind of a rabid fan base somewhere out there. People really do enjoy this show, although the ratings have been dropping this season. But that's not really to say anything. Like, ratings have been dropping kind of, or like across the board for every show, not just on Fox, but in almost all other like network and cable shows. It's just, people, trends, and all this other stuff is changing. People don't watch live television anymore. I know I personally don't. I either DVR it or watch it on a streaming website, or even like Fox's streaming website or AMC's streaming website, whatever show I'm particularly watching at the time. So, I mean, just, that's all I really have to say about this, guys. I really feel like, and I don't necessarily think this is going to go anywhere, I just wanted to give my 2 cents on this particular subject. I feel like the whole 6 seasons in a movie hashtag is something that can really be applied to New Girl, and I would really like to see them bring it back for either a season 7 or some kind of a TV movie, or even a real movie, you know, cinematic or theater movie, theatrical film. And anyway, guys, please make sure to share your thoughts in the comment section below. Please make sure to rate, comment, subscribe, share this out to all your friends who love New Girl and would like to, you know, see a New Girl movie in one way, and hopefully maybe this can go somewhere. I don't know. I don't necessarily think this hashtag just has to be solely for something like Community. This could be for a lot of things, and television can make some really awesome movies if they put enough time and effort into it. So let's see where this goes. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you on the next video. Bye.